Welcome back to the channel. You're here once again with SuperrCoach Pro for a round 2 AFL SuperrCoach team review. We actually scored really well this week. We scored a 2-0-1-5. That is the likes with Gorn and players like that. But in saying that, overall, happy with this team. Overall rank, you can see in the right corner there, is 1,220. So that's top 1% overall. I'll take that. And I think it's due to my starting squad actually taking time in the preseason to take notes down and actually really target the pods I wanted primo-wise, followed by the rookies that I thought would pop off. And I haven't got all the rookies right, but it's something I've been fixing as we go along. So, look, don't feel disheartened if you've had a slow start. It's pretty tight throughout the whole competition, especially for the first 4 rounds being, well, 3 out of 4 being best 18. Should be okay as long as you can correction trade to the right players and not sideways too many primos. You'll be fine. So going into this squad, Sheasel's role is a little bit strange at the moment. He's a bit of a Mr. Fix-It. Reminds me of like a Liam Baker where they just put him where they need to plug him at the time. Junk stats as well for 81. When they're already on top and dominating, he sort of clawed his way back. I think he was tracking for like a 60-ish score. So it's concerning if you need the money to do something with him. I don't hate the idea, but you're probably going to bring him back in end of season anyway. Excuse me. And then Zorko 136. Yeah, it wasn't looking great at quarter time, but then just picked it up as normal and outscored Walkie Neal and Dunkley, which is amazing. Just does everything. Kick-outs, calls for the lot, so he gets a lot of marks, handball receives, and tries to kick goals every now and then. And, yeah, just runs free. So he's almost like a spare back there. It's just a pity some of their key defenders like Harris Andrews doesn't look up to him much. Like he just bombs it to the wing instead of using Zorko, who's got a pretty good kick on him. So his time on ground is always looking really solid as well as Zorko. So I've been really impressed for a 36-year-old who's got soft tissue injuries. He's killing it. And then Clark, 122, got off the chain because Jordan went to Sarong, and Sarong still turned up. But, yeah, Clark and Zorko, my few pods in the back line. I know Dale is going to be a hot topic this week, and we were recommending him, rookie coach and I. And I think he'll be a great shout. Do you do a Sheasel down to a Dale? I don't hate it because you can use that 100K elsewhere to upgrade a spot, but it's probably a little bit aggressive. But you got to do something spicy to get away from these big owned players. If you think Gorn, who's owned at 22%, and Sheasel was like 60-odd%, and you want to get away from the pack and try to do something spicy, there's no harm in doing that if you're like a 90K rank at this point. Then Roberts, 115. Yeah, pretty consistent. I think he's going to be a keeper. I don't know what the rest of the competition think, but I'm certainly going to keep him at D6. Trainer, it's whatever. His score dropped out of my system. Bolter coming back, I think, this week from the suspension. Could jeopardise his security, but I think he's generally safe by the looks of it. But we are quite tall down back, so I have no idea. I mean, Uze is making Ben Miller take out kick-outs, so he could do anything, to be honest, over a Jaden Short. So who knows? And then they're playing Macca and CBAs for tagging, so I've no read on trainers' complete job security, but you'd think it's decent considering all Richmond defenders sucked this week, I'd say, barring Blight. And, yeah, Bice, this is the guy I was speaking about on the live stream Saturday night with Rookie Coach. I was saying it. He's probably one you can go early on and field. Now, I didn't foresee a 96 with the late goal coming through to him, but at halftime he was sitting at 42. He's got a bye this week, clearly, but he's a great target to go to and probably the one with best job security, I'd say, down back and scoring potential, clearly. They probably just don't use him enough. He did get burned a few times. They've already got so many run and carry players like Blakey and Rampier, etc., down there that he can sort of be calling for it and not get used, even though he's a great ball user. Doesn't panic either. In traffic, he's really fast and nimble. So, yeah, really like this pick, and he's a mutual recruit for the reason. And I actually think he plays the rest of the season. I was saying last night in the live stream, I actually think there's a potential where he's a D7 keeper if you've got a primo missing in the back line. He's a fine cover. Might have gone early on that, but that's just my opinion. Then we look into the midfield. Like the midfield's looking pretty solid. I mean, Richard's a bit of a pod, 105. He went missing in one of the quarters. I've forgotten now because it feels so long ago, that game on the Friday night. And boy, Doggy's got ripped off that game for sure. Despite Collingwood supporters being in this chat here, you guys got away with that, and I'm pretty sure you guys know that. And I hope Lob's hand is okay because Mason Cox, we've been waiting for that to happen to you, mate. No, just kidding. Footy's funny sometimes. You do sort of like have a laugh, and at the end of the day, you hope those players are actually physically okay, in all honesty. But Rosie 130 was captain obvious for me. Just playing my mob, I knew you would get trounced over their home ground, and they would want to bounce back, and Rosie's did that. So yeah, 130, you'll take that every day of the week, and it wasn't worth me risking as Orco. Captaincy option in case the ball wasn't back there, but Eagles surprised us, so hats off to Eagles and North this week. They played well despite Eagles still losing. And Chera 113, pity if you traded him out for restructural purposes because he could be a top 8 mid. And then the same is said for some other players that have moved on. It turns out Day was the right call to trade out of those mid prices. And then Foss, he's probably going for me. And don't get me wrong, he's probably going to make cash, but too slow for me. I need points on field, especially after these first 4 rounds, and we go back to normal in round 5, I believe. So he is going to make way. Probably for Henderson, and then I'll do something with Dolan, which we won't really speak about too much, and we'll turn him into Nod, and I'll actually miss out on Levi Ashcroft by the looks of it. And then Sardis 78, it's fine. His time on ground's still again low, but contested possessions are good. Parrish comes back soon, so what happens there? But I mean, the big issue is, can Parrish even stay on the field anyway? So I'm probably going to hold Sardis even if he's dropped for a week or two just to see Parrish go back into rehab group, unfortunately. And then Lindsay, yeah, good shout on Lindsay and Bice this week, 96 and 78 respectively. 2 rookies I thought would sort of do well, just against their opponents, I suppose. I thought Bice might take a few juicy kickouts again, and maybe Lindsay against North would be a share, and he was. So, yeah, happy with that. Nev at 58 looked like an 80, but it's being biased because we're Supercoach. Nuffy's out here. And then Hall, yeah, just got burnt by his teammates a fair bit, so 33s, whatever. Callahan comes in this week for me, thankfully, after his bye, so hopefully he's fresh and ready to go 140. And the bench is whatever. Hewitt didn't touch in the last. Camporelli subbed out. And, yeah, the backline rookies, I'm not even going to glimmer over at all. Gorn rolled his colours against Sherry, so that's disappointing. But the mantle's been now clearly overtaken by Sherry. He's going to be one probably for at least the next 3 or 4 years by the looks of him. And just tackles and always looks hungry to win a hit out and bowl blokes over. So that's what you love for your ruckman. Also considering, not going to lie, Cherry, Gorn to Cherry to make a move because Cherry is going to be bleeding me. Like he's in 53% of size. Gorn's in 22%. It could be like an anti-blocker sort of pick. And then I've got no one to really worry about, barring Neil and Dunks, I suppose. But the Conning 104, got stuck on the bench a fair bit. We talked about it on the live stream Saturday night. So, yeah, he could have had a 120 easily, and then that free kick and whatever other square after I was saying on SEN. So, should have been awarded. And I think it was going to go to DeConning or Chera. So, could have been more points, but you honestly can't complain about scaling and points here and points there. At the end of the day, it's just whatever. I've never really cared too much about it. Horn Francis, concerning role only a little bit, but like Lukosius got injured like the first minute of the play, so he had to play deep forward, I suppose, and then he handballed a goal, so he could have been on a nice 75-80 potentially, depending on scaling at the time when the game was closer, first quarter, and then rank in 97. He was sitting on 88 when he was subbed out, and got points for breathing on the bench to 97. I don't hate that. If you're going to rest a player, got to look at it half full and think about, imagine if Rankin played out 4 quarters and then didn't play next week. That would be more painful than a 97 on your bench. And I brought him in for Perryman, so I've got no issue with that. McRae is probably my VC option this week, 162. Just makes Bevo look stupid when a player like that's back to career best form sort of thing. And then Bailey Smith, I will be polled this week, just to wait a week. And Power Pepper came through with the goods with 3 goals too, looked way better than the week before, obviously. Probably underscaled for me, just the way he actually did play. And yeah, I'll reassess on Smith later in the week. I'm probably reluctant to hold, even if best 18 is the case and these rookies start popping off with 80s covering him. I'm fine with that because expectation was Smith gets the win Hager tag anyway, so I had no hopes of turning up. I actually thought he'd get an 80, so when Power Pepper came through, I thought I was gifted with that, considering I wasn't going to hold him and then was forced to. And same with Sardis. Sometimes you're forced to hold players you don't want to hold and you get kissed, and you take that because Supercoach is luck at the end of the day as well, heavily, not just skill. And then Caleb Daniel, 116. This is kind of what we expected, not the 80 from last week, but your 100s is what you really want from a Daniel type. And then Davison better this time. And we know the wing roll could be so roller coaster like, so that's what you want to see from him. And Oliver was my flex, but you can change your flex to any player. You can just hover your mouse over him and multiple options will come throughout whoever you want to pick, really, depending on your coverage. So this week is probably going to be those couple of trades, as I was speaking earlier. We'll do a preview anyway of what I'm thinking of into the round on the Thursday or Friday. Might have to be Thursday because there's another Thursday game, thankfully. That's a team wrap. And I'll tell you what, we went huge last night for the stream, and ironically, my internet cut out again, and I had to reset it and then jump on my phone as per usual. So I've got the Optus man coming out today to do my wiring. So my old internet's going to be absolutely out of here. Thank goodness for that, because they just suck TPG. And in with Optus, and it should be a faster connection and no rundowns. But before I wanted to leave this round preview, there's something I wanted to share with you guys that's pretty close to my heart. And I've been dealing with a fair bit, and I think it's just important sometimes, like we're talking in the live stream chat, to talk to your mates, especially men's mental health, and to, not just dismiss it and really talk about it to your mates, especially if they're struggling, they can't afford cancelling and anything like that, because it is quite expensive. I do understand that. Like, there's been times where I haven't been to that sort of outlet because it's been so pricey, like $180 or $200. So I thought I'd get amongst it this year. I'll share my screen with you here. So I'm doing a fundraiser, Beyond Blue, and it's for mental health. And I'd really love your support for donations towards this cause. I'll be doing the run on the 17th or 18th of May this year. It's a 6-kilometre run. Mind you, I haven't run in 2 years, so I'm really going to be puffing out the big ones, like a round 1 pracky match or something like that. But yeah, I think this is important that we do, really talk to our mates and look out for each other. And the Supercoach community, particularly in live streams, opened up the other night, and it was a great little chat there. I'm not going to lie, I definitely got emotional, and some of the comments in there from Yaron and Max were really heartfelt and just so supportive with this group. And that's what I love about doing Supercoach is I've also made a new friend in AFL rookie coach in Josh there as well. So I think you just got to make sure that your friends are okay, not dismissing. If you have to take them out for coffee and, talk about these things, people are there for you. So with a platform like this, I think I just want to be more consistent with things like this and not just a once-off, and really plug that we've got to look out for each other, because at the end of the day, you only get one shot at it. And if Supercoach is a distraction for you, like it is for me at times, don't get me wrong, I think it's important that we all speak up and we're not afraid to talk to our mates about these things. So that is my Supercoach video. If you liked, give us a thumbs up for the video and share this last bit with your mates if that's all you wanted to really go with. And sub if you want to as well. I've been appreciating lots of love I've been getting in the Supercoach community. So I'll leave my video there. Hope you guys have a good day and good week, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Cheers.